The Uniform Standards of Professional Appraisal Practice are also known as USPAP, USPAP. USPAP are national standards concerning the ethics and performance of appraisal practice. The purpose of USPAP is to ensure the credibility and reliability of appraisals for appraisal clients and the public, because appraisals fill an essential role in our economy, in banking, accounting, law, and in government administration. USPAP is a written document that is updated every 2 years. It is published by the Appraisal Standards Board of the Appraisal Foundation. USPAP applies to real estate appraisal, personal property appraisal, and business appraisal. While written at a national level, USPAP is enforced at the state level or by one of the several appraisal designating organizations. USPAP compliance is required of state licensed or certified real estate appraisers. The state mandates adherence to these standards in many circumstances, particularly for real estate appraisal for federally insured banks. Adherence is advisable in all appraisal circumstances in order to ensure appraisal quality and integrity. However, state compliance with USPAP is voluntary in a small and shrinking set of real estate appraisal circumstances. USPAP is voluntary for a number of personal property and business appraisals. A qualified appraiser can determine whether an appraisal requires compliance with USPAP. USPAP has two main parts, rules and standards. There are 5 rules. Let's discuss 3 of them. The ethics rule sets forth the requirements for integrity, impartiality, objectivity, independent judgment, and ethical conduct. All appraisals must be objective and unbiased, carefully completed, and properly certified as such. The competency rule presents conditions for the appraiser's knowledge and experience. The appraiser must be qualified for a specific property type, for the market area and industry, if applicable, and for the purpose and use of the appraisal. For example, an expert urban office appraiser for financing purposes may not be qualified to appraise a suburban residence for condemnation purposes. The scope of work rule presents obligations related to the appraisal problem, identification, research, analysis, and reporting. Each appraisal must be tailored appropriately to fit the circumstances to satisfy the client's appraisal needs. The scope of work relates to the type and depth of both the research and analysis and the reporting. This means that the client's purpose and use drives the scope of work. 2 appraisals of the same property as of the same appraisal date in the same market might have different appraisal scopes of work if the 2 clients have different purposes and use. Both the analysis and the reporting will be different in each appraisal. Now let's talk about the standards. As of the 2018 version of USPAP, there are 10 standards, which can be divided into 2 categories. Category 1, the development of the research, analysis, and conclusions. And Category 2, the reporting of that research, analysis, and conclusions. The reporting options range from form reports to summary narrative reports to extensive narrative reports. None of the report options may include less than the scope of work indicated for that particular client's needs. Parenthetically, in addition to the client's reporting requirements, appraisers must also create and maintain an auditable work file, which often sets the minimum for appraisal costs. USPAP does not direct all actions of professional appraisal practice. USPAP does not prescribe any specific appraisal research, analysis, technique, methodology, or approach. Rather, it only mandates that a qualified appraiser do what their peers in training and experience would do in the same circumstance, given the same appraisal problem and the same appraisal purpose and use. For example, USPAP does not prescribe whether the sales or income or cost approach must be performed in any given appraisal. USPAP is not federal law. It is enforced in law at the state level, where the scope of enforcement varies. It is also enforced through professional associations, such as the Appraisal Institute and the American Society of Appraisers. This is one major reason why clients ought to employ designated appraisers. Appraisals are sometimes written for use in litigation. Judges have a wide prerogative when ruling on permissible expert testimony and may allow non-USPAP certified appraisals. However, a USPAP certified appraisal and a USPAP compliant expert should go a long way to avoiding Daubert challenges. A Dahlberg challenge is a legal process where the validity and admissibility of the expert testimony is challenged to demonstrate that the appraiser's qualification and the appraisal are appropriate for the proceeding. This is the first of a series of videos on the topic of USPAP. Don't forget to click like and subscribe to continue learning about the appraisal process.